Greetings, Western Standard viewers. Talking to you today about food prices. If you think you're paying a lot now, wait until another year has gone by with the Liberal government insisting upon policies that are designed to raise the price of fuel and therefore to raise the price of food. Things have changed a lot in the last few years. We're used to food choices, aren't we, that would have boggled the minds of an earlier generation. Young people today can't imagine a world where apples, oranges, and bananas were all the fruit there was, and a chicken for Sunday dinner was a big deal. That, however, was life as it used to be in the 1950s. Not so today. It's great. Whatever you can afford, whenever you want it, from wherever it comes from, year-round. Fruit from Chile and South Africa, weekday wine from Australia, something a little more pretentious from France, lettuce from California, salmon from Alaska, in the larder, noodles from China, the flowers on the table, Holland, and so on. Canadians shop the world today. And if chicken's your treat, it's cheaper than Alberta beef. Thing is, all of this depends on cheap oil. And whether cheap oil lasts depends on how Justin Trudeau, Stephen Guilbeault, and Jonathan Wilkinson play net zero. To be fair, it also depends on OPEC, war in Ukraine, and other things. But even if those things break our way, the Liberal goal is to make oil more expensive, and if that happens, it's over. That is, you can only buy tulips from Amsterdam, where the flower market is right next to the airport, if the cost of jet fuel makes it possible to deliver flowers at a price people can afford. Same with fresh produce. Everything depends on cheap shipping, including that piece of Alaska salmon that will be cut up in China before it hits the seafood counter in Alberta. Yes, they really do that. Chinese cheap labor makes it worthwhile, but it won't matter if that saving is eaten up by higher fuel costs. And everything the Liberals are doing is driving up fuel prices, and higher fuel costs makes your food more expensive. So why are they doing this? It's just because the overarching priority of Justin Trudeau's Liberal government is not good government. It is his self-appointed mission to have Canada show leadership on climate change by trying to cut carbon emissions by making fuel more expensive. It's a him thing. Hence, Trudeau's 4 attacks on cheap food. First, the carbon tax. Just make fuel too expensive to use. Second, his insane mandate to make electrical generation carbon net neutral by 2035, a $1.75 trillion project. Third, he's telling farmers to cut fertilizer use, which means lower yields and therefore higher prices. And of course, 4, caps on Alberta oil production also drives up fuel prices. All of this raises the price of energy and therefore of the food you eat. This is madness. If Mr. Trudeau thinks he's leading the world to salvation, he's wrong. Nobody is following. He's just going for a walk. All over Asia and Iraq, they're building coal-fired generators, while Iraq, Brazil, Iran, and Norway are set to exceed Canada as oil producers. So cutting Canadian emissions changes nothing now, but it makes food more expensive in the future. You are already paying more. No wonder the TD Bank reports that our standard of living is falling. Rising energy prices will just make it lower yet. Thanks a lot, Mr. Trudeau. When you asked for our votes, you didn't tell us you wanted us to pay $10 a pound for hamburger and $8 for a pound of butter to pump your ego. The next election can't come quick enough.